All right. What's up, devheads? So today we're going to continue with the project with my game called Battle of the Mics. This is a game where you battle in terms of singing and rapping. I created it via gas. So I hope today to accomplish adding score. But first thing first, let's do a quick recap. Let's open up the project. Rev gas station rap battle. Okay. Yeah, when I first created the project, I named it Rap Battle, but I'm thinking of adding singing as well. So just to show you what we did, I'm gonna hit play, and it's currently ready for single play for multiplayer actually. So what I did was I level designed two stages. It's all a mock-up. As you can see, there's a timer, and I'm noticing now that the timer is not replicated. So that's something that we might have to work on today. So in order for you to get on stage, I made this teleporter, which we will change. Probably make something more fitting for this game. When you overlap, you get taken to a random stage. Same with the server, you get taken to a random stage. Later, we will add more logic where if this stage is filled, the other stage will be you'll be teleported to the empty stage. So let's start off by trying to replicate the timer. Okay, so to do this, we will have to open up the player controller, and that here. Then we will have to open up the game server logic, which I made a folder called game logic. Open up the player state and open the full blueprint editor. Okay, so I did not do anything there. I think it was all done in the game mode. And probably that's where our problem lies. Yeah, this was done via game mode. I believe this should be happening in the game state. Yeah. Let me double check with my previous projects just to be on the safe side. Give me a second. I'm trying to get a recap here. Stream. Mic check 1 2 3. Okay, perfect. Also, as a reminder, if you like Unreal Engine 5 and enjoy these gas Unreal 5 tutorials, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, please. It'll help me out a lot. And give me a second while I open up this project. I've done it using multiplayer. Yeah, I think I should have placed this this on the game state, but I could be wrong. because the game mode is not shared. So as you can see, when you hit play, you can only see this in the server, but not the client. And in the game state, I suppose it is shared amongst the server and the client. That's why we're having this bug. So we might have to tweak some things. Okay, well, at least now you know. As a matter of fact, let me just start the process since we already. Let me get a recap. Give me a second. Game state. Ah, yes. The timer was done in the game state. Okay, so now we know. Do not, if you're gonna try to share variables amongst the client and whatnot, do not do it on the game mode because it's not shared, even though you replicate it. So what I'm just gonna quickly do is copy and paste this event, and then we'll just break it here so it won't run. Heck, we could even break it from here. But I'll just break both. So we're gonna use the event tick because it's a timer. Again, this is not best practice. This is just for now. Paste this here. And we'll move this here. And then we're gonna compile and get a bunch of errors. So we gotta create these variables on the game state. Around minutes and round seconds. We don't need this, so we're gonna just delete it. And we need this boolean to determine if the timer has started or not. Let's compile, and our errors have gone away. Now we're gonna right click here and call the start timer function. And let's make it a server call. It's already a server. Let's compile. And then let's replicate these variables. By clicking on them and then hitting replicate it. And with this one, the round seconds, replicate. Perfect. If you want to be organized, which I do recommend, make sure you put these variables in a category by calling it timer, by making one by typing timer. Once you created one category, you could go ahead and create, it saves, so you don't have to retype the category all the time. Voila, you now have a category called timer, and as you can see, it looks more prettier. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we gotta work on the HUD and change the change we've done by going back to the HUD, by going to the player controller. This is a shortcut to take me to where I want to go at. And then we'll click on the minutes, and then we're gonna go on the function. As you can see right here, we use the game mode. Let's use the game state this time. Get game state. And we're gonna delete this and cast it to the BP. Just don't add the cast to BP game state. There you go. Drag it here. And let's get the minutes from the game state. Bam. Delete the previous variable from the game mode. And then we're going to add the new variable from the game state this time around. Attach everything together, compile. And now we're going to do the same thing for the seconds. I believe it was this one, yeah. As you can see here, you can start labeling and getting more organized, which I do recommend from the start. So for example, this is minutes. Let's name this. I guess we could just. I guess we call it get min, and then this one is get seconds. It's best practice, and it's just a good just good to get used to this organization from the start. So again, let's go ahead and delete this and this and this because we're no longer going to use the game mode. We'll paste the function. Okay, and then we'll get the seconds. Get seconds. There you go. Around seconds. Let's compile. And in theory, this should work, but you know, our programming or visual programming is debugging. So let's cross our fingers and hope this works. And nope. Now let's see why it's not mapping over. This is replicated. Game state has been done. Decompile it. And I can tell you right off the bat, we did not make the timer set to true. So let's go ahead and bring out that boolean and set it to true. Bada bing, bada boom. Compile, play. And again, we're having issues. The set on an event tick. Timer set to true. The seconds are going here. Let's see if our game state is being called by just calling a print screen directly to the event tech. So this is a good thing to do in case you're running into bugs such as this, is to use a print string. So for example, if play, right off the bat, I can tell you that the print string is not being called. Therefore, the game state is not being used. So what we got to do now is see in our third person map, see if the game state is being used, and it's not. See, it's using the default game state. All right, so to alleviate that, we just click on the drop down and choose our custom game state that we created a few episodes back. I'll be sure to link the playlist for the live playlist. You could get, so if you want, you can watch the previous videos we made earlier. Anyways, give me a second. All right. And also, if you have any questions, make sure you don't be afraid and just send me anything you like to ask me. Anyways, let's go ahead and hit play. In theory, the print string should be spammy. All right, got it. Now that we got that, we can delete the game mode because we're no longer going to use the timer inside the game mode. And let's delete the event tick. Perfect. Now let's exit out of there and let's delete the print string because it was just used as a debugger. On deleting, I'm going to connect everything together and test the timer. And nope, it did not work. See why. I want to say this also got to be replicated, but I don't think that's a problem here. Let's use the print string a bit closer. Or here, I mean. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. And that's triggering every second, so that's a good thing. So here, if the timer is set to true, it should in theory play all this, but let's play it again. that it's hitting this. So because it's going true. Oh, we forgot to like add numbers to our seconds and minutes. So let's set it to 30 seconds, and let's set the minutes to 3 minutes. Compile, play. This is weird. Not even playing anymore. Let's save it because I suspected of a crash. Sometimes dealing with event ticks can lead to your game crashing. So best practice, always compile and save. Okay. Get back to this. Now that we have minutes a second set, must be a new issue. Let me play just again, just out of curiosity. Can't move it. You know what? I think it did not like the game state. Back to the game. For some reason, having issues with the game state. Right, wrong. You know, since we're dealing with gas, I'm gonna create a new game state that uses gas. I believe it's called GSC modular game state. I'm not sure if it's gonna do anything, but just to be on the safe side, let's do that. I'm gonna call it BP gas. Oops, reason it. Activate it. BP underscore gas game state. All right, let's bring it over here. Let's use the event graph. Let's copy and paste what we did. I'm gonna do it fairly quick. Hopefully that's the issue, but I kind of doubt it. Okay, that over here. Let's create these variables. Create these variables. Create these variables. File. And whenever you copy and paste and you get this error, just refresh this node, and it will normally fix itself. All right. As you can see, it fixed itself, and now going back to the HUD and changing the BP game state to the other one we just made. All this round seconds. Boom. Boom. Delete this because there's gonna be a little confusion there. Okay. Copy this. Actually, copy just this. Go to the minutes. Delete this. The reason why I use the gas game state is because it has a lot of gas features that we might use later on. I'm not sure quite what we're gonna use it for yet, but we'll figure it out as time comes. So right now we're gonna get the minutes, but all I'm saying is it has gas features, so if they provide it, just use it. I'll save. Okay. I highly doubt that it's gonna work on the first try, but let's see. I can't even move the character. Yeah, same problem. Huh. Give me 1 second. Third person does not have to use this. Oh, well, it's not using the new game state here. Save it, let's play it. Again, can't control the flare. No long commercials. You know what? I'm just gonna do one. I can't control the flare. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, player state. Okay, that is the player state there. This is the ride to the game state here. Okay, so that's correct. Game state here. Player controller. See if we're using the gas player controller. And we are. You can tell by the parent class here. And we are using the new HUD. We are using the default main character. Guess we're not using this anymore. We're using the main character here. Okay. Good. Ability. You know what? Let's get rid of this just to see if it's a bug here. No. Could it be? Not sure if this is a UE5 problem. In theory, everything should work. Color, game state. But obviously, once we go back to the game state, it works properly. That even works. Oh, you know what? I think that's the issue. Because we had more to map over. Let's see. Well, we'll see right now. Let's get the health bar. Well, not liking this game. Do a print just to see if it's being called. I'll play. Gotta change it back to the gas game state. Out of game state. It's not being called. Try the one we made previously. Player controller. Theory, they should keep playing hello. Second. Wait. Oh, okay. And I'm just gonna close the project just out of curiosity. Battle of the Mics. A rap battle, I believe. There you go. I noticed that at times also resetting the editor clears bugs, but we're just trying everything we can for now. Play and no, same issue. Okay. Let's see. Right game mode. Funny thing is, when we switch this to the default game state, everything works. Not the default one. Hmm. Yes. For the sake of time, create a new blueprint and use the game state base. Back then, call it BP game state base. For now, use this. Let's just test. The player moves. Yeah, it moves. Okay. I'll have to go back and see why the new game states we're using is not working or crashing the game. Not crashing the game, but more like bugging it out. So for now, let's just stick with the game state base. If you guys know what is going on, feel free to help me out and post something on the comments or chat. Hey, what's up, Sticky Games? Thank you for tuning in. So let's get back to this. Hold on. $30.85. Give me 1 second while I'm setting up the chat. 30.85. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to get this streaming stuff up and running for me. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Stuff up and running. Oh, I see. Base for solo game. Okay. Game state base works with game mode. Oh, you know what? You're right. Game state base works with game mode base. You can't mix. Gotcha. But where is this derived from? Oh, okay. I see you guys. All right, so in that case, Let's go ahead and create the blueprint from gas. Yeah, I think I was able to do this on Unreal Engine 4. And I mean, either way, it does make sense what you said. So I'm gonna go ahead and create the game mode from gas and call it EP gas game mode for now. And then we'll use this game mode, and now we can start using the main character we made using gas, and we can use the controller using gas. Now we can use the new game state. Hopefully this will work. Play, and yeah, you guys are right. Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, I guess in the Unreal Engine 5 it won't work at all. Before on UE4 it would. You could mix and match for some reason. Maybe because I was on an older version, who knows. But thank you guys for helping me getting unstuck. And now, as you can see, we do have a timer. So let's go ahead and see if this is going to be replicated. Yep. Now let's get the timer working. Going back to the game state, and let's open our previous work by clicking on the game state, copying everything we did for the third time. Sorry about that, guys. All right. I apologize for not reading the chat sooner. I'm new to this live YouTube stuff, so thank you for your patience. Right, let's paste this over here. Okay, take it over here. So now we're gonna create variables on this new game state using gas. Wait, no, I'm using the wrong one. Okay. Okay, so let's delete the print string, connect that here. We're gonna make these replicated. File. All right, let's save and wish for the best. All improvements. Okay, I guess there's errors, so I'm not gonna run it. That's probably referring to this one, which we don't no longer using. We're gonna delete it just to avoid any problems. Let's exit out of that one so I won't get confused. Let's exit out of this game mode so I won't get confused. So now we're just working with the new game state. Hit play, and I'm able to move the character. That's a good sign. Let's see if this game state is working by using the print string. Hitting play. No, wait, we're not on the tick. Let's hit print, and this should tick. Yep, okay. We are using this game state. It is active. Let's now connect this to the tick, which is bad practice, but for now, just for the sake of getting things up and running, we're gonna use it. Now let's hit play, and seems to still be working, but we have not set seconds set to 0, so it's not gonna move at all. I will set the minutes to 2. Hit compile and hit play, and we have timers, and it's replicated. Now we have timer working for everyone in the server. Just to double check, I'm gonna do 3 players, and voila. Yeah, you can see it's showing the timer to the server and to the two clients, and it's semi-synced. Okay, it should be synced because it's being controlled by the server. Anyways, now back to what we were gonna do is start working on scoring. So in this game, I want to add a scoring system for the singers or the rappers, whatever we decide to do. But I want people to vote on the singers on the stage or the performers by either going to the blue side or the right side. So at the end of the timer, I want the crowd to decide who they're gonna vote. So whichever team has the most players on their side, just by walking, they're gonna win the rap battle or the singing battle, whatever we decide again. So let's do that by creating an actor. We'll let's create an actor. Blueprint actor. Let's call it red score. So for now, let's make a collision, a box collision. And when we overlap on this, we're gonna give the performer a point, depending on what team color he's in. I'll make this a little big, like that. Compile it. And then on the event graph, get the box collision and click on begin overlap. Here we're gonna work on a point system. Okay. So the other actor that overlaps is gonna be the BP main character. So if this main character overlaps with this box, we'll have to set up teams via, I want to do it via game state. I guess we can start creating variables, integers, and we'll call it red score. And then we'll create another one for the blue score. An integer. Perfect. Okay, it's gonna, once we compile, it's gonna be set to 0, as you can see. Okay. So now we can call the game state. We gotta call the right game state this time. Gas game state. Perfect. Or to call this, we gotta call it via the game state. Get game state. This. So upon overlap, we're gonna increase the red score variable. So we're gonna get the red score variable and add to it. You either type in add or the plus sign, whatever you prefer. Add 1 to it, and then we're gonna get the red score again. So, and we're gonna set 1 to the red score, like this. Keep your notes organized, because believe me, you get dirty right away. Yeah, it might not be the best way, but for now, just to get the process started, I just want to create something, and we can refine it as we go. The first, yeah, it's always a refining thing. So let me go ahead and test this out. Let's actually do a print string just to see if it works. All right, so it should print out 1. Actually, we have to drag out the actor first. Just put it near the red. here. And then we'll increase this so it can overlap the red team stage. Yeah, there is plus increments notes as well. I mean, there's a million ways to do these things. You could simply like Arthur said, you could just simply hit plus like that. But I like to, show it more visually. And heck, you could even increment it by like 5 or 10 if we choose to. Anyways, let's hit play. And nothing gets printed. Let's see why. So the main character is overlapping it. Oh, well, it needs to be replicated, that's for sure. So let's replicate these. Yeah, like you said, I mean, we couldn't use the increment node, but like I said, you could custom change the score and whatnot. Save all. Oh wait, we're going for the red thing. Yeah, this is it. Okay, and it's still not showing up. Okay. See what we're doing wrong. First thing first, let's see if we're actually overlapping with this actor. Oh, and make sure on the box to set the physics. So this is probably what we got wrong. Here you got physics. Oh no, collision, sorry. Make sure you set the collision to overlap all for now. You could also do a custom overlap. We don't want to overlap with anything else. We could just select none for all and just overlap with the pawn. That also helps. Yeah, sorry, I mean, everything comes back to me after a while of not working on Unreal Engine. So anyways, let me go ahead and hit play. Overlap with the red. And nope, still not triggering. I feel like we're getting there. Let's double check with the let's open up the main character, see if it's as pawn. Here just to get a visual. So this is a capsule and it is a pawn. So it's set to block. Oh, you know what? It needs to be set to overlap. So we go back here to the red score, click on the box, and well, it is on overlap. Let's do overlap with everything just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, it's working. Maybe that's why I didn't see it on the print screen. It was blending with the red. There you go. Hello, hello. So it's working. All right, perfect. Now let's see if the score prints. And what I'm gonna do is change it to another color because it was hard to see. Let's do a bright yellow and let's keep it longer than 2 seconds. Let's keep it at 7 seconds. Let's hit compile, hit play, overlap, and it's 1. Perfect. Hopefully if I overlap again, it should say 2. Yep, there you go. Scoring system's working. Boom, 3. Boom, 4. Perfect. Now that we have that done, we can create the scoring for the blue team. But for the sake of visual, let's go ahead and cover the whole stage to score, to give the person performing a point here. But I want to cover the whole area. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, I think. Yeah. Like that. Again, this is just a rough draft. I'll refine things later. So don't expect AAA. Don't expect AAA, basically. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. And let's call it. No, that's the portal. What am I doing? All right, let's go to the red score actor and duplicate that. Call it blue score. Okay, let's open this. And what we're going to change here is just the variables. This one, I'll just do it from scratch. Okay, let's get the blue score. Blue score. There you go. Add an integer to it. Let's do 1. Let's connect this to the print string. And don't forget to add it back to the blue score, or else the variable won't change. So we have to set it like this. Because here you're just adding, you're just creating a variable. You're not setting it back to the blue score. So what you need to do is set it back to the blue score so that the blue score plus 1 can equal the new score. Okay, so let's compile, play. First of all, let's go ahead and drag the blue score now. Put it here. Let's make it big. Cover the whole area. Okay. Okay. Perfect. I want to make it too big, so I'll just center it. Also, hitting space will change from rotation to resizing, etc. It's a shortcut in case you don't know it. Move that centered here. Guess we gotta make it a little bit. Okay, perfect. Not as tall as the other one, but I don't expect other players to be jumping that high or getting on the stage. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit play. See what happens. So, in theory, we should get a point here. 2. This is a bit confusing, so what I'm going to do is change the hut location to the right side just for now by going to the player controller, or actually going here on the game logic and opening up the hut widget. So what I'm going to do now is change the location of this because I won't be able to debug well by having the HUD here covering the print strings. So now that I move the HUD to the right, just make sure you adjust the anchors to the upper right. Hit compile and hit play. Yeah, it's out of line as you can see. Well, actually, let me see. This one. This is why. We missed one. And we missed the top one as well. So make sure all 3 progress bars are anchored to the right, or else you'll get glitchy artifacts. So now, as you can see, it's perfect. And now we can fully test without any weird things going. Okay, so for the sake of this test, we're going to color code the red team score to red so we get less confused. And then we're going to use the blue. We're going to color code the blue to blue. We're going to hit compile. Now we can test without getting confused. Okay, red should be red and blue should be blue. So as you can see, blue shouldn't be 2, but I think the reason for that is because we spawn in 3, 4, 4, yeah. So for the sake of this test, we're gonna not spawn in the blue side and spawn in the middle where we're not keeping track of scores. As you can see here, this is like the score free zone in the middle of the stage. Okay, we're gonna do a test again. Hit 2. I think we're still, for some reason we're starting at 1. I think the variable, yeah, see the variable number. Back to the game state and check our variables. Yep, they are set to 0. This is not, the player start is not overlapping anything. Again, let's test with the red first. That works perfectly. The blue does not, for some reason, starts with 2. What did I do wrong? Blue should be starting with 0. Adding 0. Wonder if this was just a print string. Okay, yeah, it was just, we had the print string set incorrectly. Let me get away from the teleporter. I'm gonna hit play again. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So the scoring system now works. 1, 2, 3. Now let's test this in multiplayer. Create about 3 players. Okay. So now, in theory, if the client goes to the left side, it prints 1 for the client, for all clients in the server. Now I should print 2. Perfect. Now, if the server goes to the right side, it should print 1 for everyone. And yep, there you have it. Now, yep, we can polish the code a little bit more, but for now, this is a good base. I could do once, so it won't count more than once. Sometimes you get this weird scoring with overlaps where it counts double for some reason, and there's a way to refine that, but we'll cover that later on. Right now, I just wanted to get this up and running and displaying it in the HUD. So let's go ahead and go to the HUD, and we can create team scores. For now, let's do red. Label this red. I'll make it easier. I'll go ahead and make this red for the red team. And I'll make this blue for the blue team. We'll put it next to the timer so it looks asymmetrical. I don't know, for some reason I like the blue on the left side and the red on the right. So what we're gonna do now is create a function for the text, I believe. Yeah. binding. Let's set it to 0 for now. Let's go back to our HUD. Let's go to the design. Let's add a template for now, filler, adding 0, and then we're gonna create a binding for the red side. We'll create a binding and set it to 0 as well. Sorry about that, guys. I had a call. All right, as you can see, it's displaying the numbers. Oh, we gotta add some code to it. First thing first, let's go ahead and anchor these so it won't look misaligned to the upper middle. Hit play, and yeah, more looks better than before. Not AAA quality again, but see, adding the text there. Hit play. So now we can call the game state by clicking on the variable here. Actually, no, not by. Let's get the game state. And we're going to cast it to the game state we created with gas. We're going to connect this here. We're going to call get the. See, this is why we have to organize our stuff from the very beginning. As you can see, it says get text and get text 0. So for the sake of organizations, let's go back to the design and label our text to blue score text. And on this one, we're going to call it red score text. There you go. Now we won't get confused once we're in the event graph. So now we know what we're working with here. As well, let's name our functions. Get. See what I'm saying about confusing? So here, where this is the red one. Get red func. Func for function. Get blue func. Perfect. Now that we know what we're changing, I could go back to the I was working on, and we're gonna get the blue score. And connect this here. Then we're gonna connect this here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and copy this and go to the red side. Then we're gonna paste this over here and get the red score. Perfect. All right, let's test it. Let's hit play. And let's overlap. 1, 1, 1, and 1. So now we have a scoring system. With this alone, we can start, I guess, setting up some type of gameplay. I think for next time, what I'm going to do is, upon going to the stage, I'm going to then trigger the timer. And depending on how many people are in the server, people can start voting on their favorite performer. So yes, that's going to be, I'm going to work on this on the next time we come. So thank you guys for chiming in. And if you like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys.